Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 1.23. In this Yoga Sutra, Muni Patanjali gives us another method to practice yogic sadhana and tells us how we can go on the path of yoga through this method. So let's look at the sutra and start breaking it up word by word. The sutra itself goes, Ishvar Pranidhanadva. And that's quite a short sutra for you. If you've been doing the previous videos, I'm sure you've realized that this is a particularly short sutra. So let's hear it one more time. Ishvar Pranidhanadva. Now, let's break up the words and start understanding its meaning a little further. The first word here is Ishvar. And this is a particularly a heavy word since different commentators have given the meaning differently. Some people categorize it as God, some people look at it as divinity, and some people just look at it as an elevated form of the Purusha. So, safe to say that Ishwar really does have a lot of meanings, and it depends on which commentary you align the most with, which we'll understand in the later part of this video. The second word here is pranidhan, and pranidhan refers to complete surrender. And the last two words are ad and va. So ad is referring to of that or that, and va is referring to or and. Alright, so these are the four words and their meanings. Now let's start understanding what the sutra is saying. So the sutra itself explains to us that another method or an additional method to practice yogic sadhana is Ishwar Pranidhan, or surrender to the divine. Now let's start understanding why Muni Patanjali is telling us about this. Well, in the first few sutras, Muni Patanjali has explained that in order to practice yogic sadhana, we have to do chitta vritti nirodha, which, if you remember, means cessation of the thought waves, reducing the thought waves, and bringing the mind under our control. But now he's also explaining that at the same time, we also have to develop a certain quality of surrender and devotion within us, which will guide us through and sail us through this practice. Without this quality of surrender or devotion, it might become very challenging to do just chitta vritti nirodh. And commentators have also said that if you only do chitta vritti nirodh, it's possible that you might become quite self-absorbed and also somebody that is very hard, or somebody that's not very soft as a person, because nothing inside you is evoking love or soft emotion. And that's why Ishwar Pranidhan has been considered of great importance here, because it helps you to soften out as a person and also develop a deep sense of devotion, love, and kindness. So that's another reason that Chitta Vritti Nirodh and Ishwar Pranidhan are considered sort of complementary paths on the journey of yoga, and they're supposed to be aids to help you to get forward in your journey. Now, another thing to remember is that we know the categorization of yoga as Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. Now, if we're thinking about Raj Yoga in the sense that these sutras are going to help us to get further because they give us sort of the utmost understanding of yoga, then from that angle, yes, we can consider it Raj Yoga. But more importantly, what is being told to us here is that through practicing Ishwar Pranidhan, we can also improve our Karma Yoga and our Bhakti Yoga. How? Because of course, when you do Ishwar Pranidhan or you learn this art of devotion to a higher power, automatically your bhakti towards any deity or any kind of divinity that you believe in will start becoming firmer. So that's why many times we believe that Ishwar Pranidhan goes across religions. It doesn't even matter which faith you belong to, because it allows you to just have that sense of surrender to whatever divinity you believe in. And then also it talks about a little bit of Karma Yoga, which says that you start to believe that you're an instrument of a higher divine power, and you act from that place of being an instrument and not wanting the reward of the work that you have done. So in both these ways also, if we cultivate a sense of Ishwar Pranidhan, we'll be able to do Bhakti Yoga better as well as Karma Yoga. So it kind of forms like a bedrock of our ability to do Bhakti as well as Karma Yoga to the best of our ability. So this is a little bit about Ishwar Pranidhan. Now I'd also like to tell you a little bit from my personal experience. I think when I first studied these sutras about close to 10 years back, I was so absorbed by the idea of Ishwar Pranidhan because I realized that, control is such an illusion. Sometimes we think that we control the things that happen in our lives, and to some extent, through the choice of free will and through our intensity, we do end up manifesting a few things. But I think overall, we don't have that much control. A lot of things are just happen to us, and we can't really explain them. And so sometimes I feel like surrendering and just allowing things to happen the way they need to is also so beautiful. And the art of surrender can be something that really teaches you faith in your own life. And so it's been a very helpful sutra for me. And I completely agree with Patanjali when he explains to us that Ishwar Pranidhan and Chitta Vritti Nirodh need to go hand in hand. Because the more you start to become meditative, the more you withdraw from the world. Sometimes you might withdraw too much and you might forget that you're still a part of the world, and you kind of just have to be loving and kind to the people around you because they're also manifestations of the divine energy. And so I think this is a great sutra just to remind us that, hey, you can do your meditation and you can do your Chitta Vritti Nirodh and you can go on the path of yoga, but also don't forget that there's a lot of things that may not be under your control in this lifetime. And so just surrendering to the path sometimes is the greatest thing that you can do for yourself and for other people. So I hope this has helped you to understand Sutra 1.23 a little bit better. In the next video, we look at a few more concepts of Ishwar Pranidhan and try to grasp it a little more clearly. Until then, please do share this video with your friends and your family whom you think can benefit from this practice. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel to support the work that we do and show us your encouragement. Apart from that, please take care, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video really soon. Namaste.